Did you all just see what I just saw? If you did, lock in, baby. We're going to have a post-game show like no other. This is, in my opinion, the best overall victory by the Metropolitans this season, and I have a massive update to share with you all, folks. I'm so excited to get into. How you doing, Mets fans? Spam those W's in the live chat, in the comments down below. I realize I already have the temp wrong here. I apologize. Give me 1 second. Don't worry, everybody. We're not playing the Texas Rangers anymore. We are, in fact, playing the Chicago Cubs, where the New York Metropolitans went to town, went to beautiful Chicago that we saw today, and they're like, you know what? We're just gonna beat up on one of the best young, exciting southpaws his first year in the bigs, that being in none other than, yes, Mr. Shota Imanaga. The Mets put up a 10-piece on, 11 runs on the day, a masterful victory that we saw by the Amazons. My goodness, my God, my gracious, how you doing? The Mets fans were thinking after one loss, oh, Grimace is gone, the luck is gone. Little did you know that he's still back, baby, and the Mets continue their run. They continue to win ball games, and they continue to get offense galore, including Jose Iglesias with a 4-piece today. Jeff McNeil with the off day, and it couldn't have came at a better time for Jose to step up masterfully. We have so much to get into in tonight's live show here. To everybody first chiming in live on a replay here on YouTube, how you doing, everybody? It is your boy Wardy, and we're back at it with the latest Metropolitan postgame segment. And tonight's show, we're going to break down everything that transpired inning by inning in what was a true curb stomping, a slaughter fest there in Chicago. If you're a Cubs fan, but if you're a Mets fan, you're on the happy side of it as they win this one huge 11-1. JD Martinez, Francisco Lindor, Francisco Alvarez, Brandon Nemo, everyone and your mother was impacting big time with the offense in this one. I am so pumped. Spam those W's in the live chat right now, everybody, for chiming in. Thank you all so much in advance. For people watching on replay, let me know your biggest takeaway down below in the comments. As always, everybody, we of course are going to get into the key game highlights that I got for you guys right there. Lindor early with the offense, and often we're going to get into the pitching. Jose Quintana facing the Chicago Cubs had himself his best start of the season, one could rightfully argue, or at least very close to. We're going to get into the hitting, how you get ahead, you get ahead, you get ahead, you get a run scored, you get a run scored, you get a run scored, and as well with our amazing sponsors at Sower MLB and BetUs a little bit later here in the show, folks. But first, everybody, first chiming in, thank you all so much. Let's let it rip with the official WardyNYM post-game jingle. Let's get into this, baby. Lock in. Let's go. Oh, baby. So happy to be back. Cannot wait to break down this ball game. Tremendous things happen. If you're a Mets fan, you're riding high right now, baby. Couple games below 500, right in the thick of things with the playoffs. I know it's early, but for a Mets team that was over 10 games below 500, they have dug themselves out of this hole and then some already, and we're oh so close to 500. I cannot wait to taste that. It's going to be amazing, folks. But now let's let it rip with the official WardyNYM post-game jingle. Shout out to my friends Jordan and Greg with the jingle. As always, everybody, if you're watching this live on Twitter, happy to have you as well. Make sure to hit that like, that follow button, that retweet button. But no, as always, I will only be interacting with our live show here on YouTube today. I know it's an early day on Friday. I know some of you guys are just getting out of work. Regardless on when you watch this live or on replay, how you doing, everybody? I'm so excited. And guys and gals, before we break down the ball game, I gotta let something off my chest. As many of you know, I have been an impending father, and I'm very happy to both announce and share with great excitement that I am officially a father, and the Mets are officially 1-0 in the Baby Wardy era. And the reason why I've waited so long for the official announcement, once, we were waiting until after he was here to let the public know, it's a boy, and his name is Shay. Everybody, I introduce to you our newest Mets fan. He's going to go through trials and tribulations just like us fellow fans. This is Shea Ward. He is my son. I'm so excited to have him in the world now, and I'm beyond pumped up to see that in his first day here with the Mets playing, the Mets come out with a victory 11-1. So I know we got the Grimace era going. I know that we can thank Grimace for a lot of amazing things, but I think with this new run that the Mets are about to have, we need to start the Baby Wardy era, because that is exactly what is happening. Can we get some love? Can we please get some hype in the chat for my boy Shea? Yes, Shea Ward is the name. Yes, he's a boy. Yes, he's a beauty. And yes, I'm as blessed as one can be to be in the position that I'm currently in. Let's get the hype going. Let's get the victories going. And let's get a new win streak going with Baby Wardy here in the mix of things, folks. I kid you not, I was just taken out of the hospital. We were finally done. I was out of the hospital earlier today. I've only been home for like 3 hours. I've been in the hospital the past 3 days. The last post-game show I did, I went right to the hospital after the post-game show. He's basically just over 24 hours born right now. 24 to 48. I can't even do the time. I've had no sleep the past couple days. It has been a whirlwind. But I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you so much for not only the endless love, the support, but everything in between throughout this entire process since I announced that I was going to be a dad. So thank you, each and every one of you. Andrew, thank you so much for a $2 donation. Really does mean a lot. Congrats on the baby boy, Shea Ward era. Shea Ward era indeed, baby. We're passing down. And you want to know what's even crazier, everybody? On this day, back all the way in 1905 or 1906, one of the two, because I'm butchering my numbers already, William Shea, the OG Shea, was born. Kind of crazy, just a couple days apart pretty much from William Shea being born to now Shea Ward being born. Awesome stuff, and literally I had no clue when William's birthday was, so that was sick when I saw the Mets announcement today on it. Awesome stuff. So we're going to break down the ball game, but I need to take just a couple seconds to tell you all why I've been out, for the past day or so, and why, if I'm fluctuating with the schedule a little bit. This is why. Shout out to Shea. What an amazing little man he is. He's already talking shit on the Yanks, so we're in a great spot. all jokes aside, thank you guys all so much for the well wishes. It means the world to me. It has been a long past couple days, but an eventful past couple days, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So thank you guys all so much for that. Congrats, man, on everything. My birthday is June 22nd. God bless Shea. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy early birthday to Scott with the $20 hot in the chat. That really does mean a lot, my man. Really, really does. Thank you so much. Priest on a Plane says, I'm actually surprised you didn't name him Lindor. I know you'd think I would have named him Lindor, right? Many blessings to Mrs. Ward also. Thank you so much, Waldo. Greatly appreciate that. She's taking care of him right now as we speak. So while I'm working, Shay's going to be attended to, and then I'm going to be dealing with him all day long, and that's more than fine. I cannot wait to get back to him. But guys, I don't want to waste much time. We got a lot of baseball to break down. This was a tremendous showing by the Metropolitans, where they had offense early and often once again in a unique 2:20 p.m. Eastern game for a Friday. The Mets play at the same time, I believe, around tomorrow, 2:10 or 2:20, and then I think they have a night game Sunday for Sunday Night Baseball. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ronnie, thank you so much for the kind words. Everybody for chiming in live on a replay. Thank you endlessly for support, guys. You really do mean the world to me, but I don't want to waste any more time. Nothing like fatherhood. You said it, bro. You said it, brother. AZ with the $5 donation says, New York Grimaces with the blowout W on the Cubbies. Congratulations on the birth of your baby boy. Put in the books. Put in the books, indeed. And yes, Lindor with the 3 hits, including a couple doubles. We'll get into all the offensive heroics. Joe Nonamaker, Mets suck, NY sucks. Oh my goodness, someone's panties are in a twist. My son was just born, yet I think that you're the baby here the way you're crying, Joe. So maybe get yourself together and get your ass out here, because I got no patience for nonsense today from schmucks like yourself in the chat. And if you guys know, you know. To my replay viewers, if you're wondering who that is, we have this guy, Joe Nonamaker, who thinks he's hot shit, talking shit on the Mets. I talk shit on the Mets too if I wasn't a Mets fan, because they're absolutely rolling. And I know, God forbid, a team with literally 0 success as an organization has some sliver of hope, has some sliver of optimism, has some sliver of excitement. You know what? Go after yourself. That's what I gotta say about that. Sean with the $5 donation. Diaper money. I need it. I really do. Just dropped a hundo on him. Greatly appreciate the money. Thank you so much for that. Dave, thank you for the kind words to everybody. First chiming in live on our replay. Have a fantastic weekend, folks. But before we get into the weekend, let's break down this Metropolitan ball game, folks. Because again, latest updates for you all. Luis Torrens, he took something out of the Wardy playbook. He's dealing with a new baby too. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but congratulations to the Torrens family. The Mets backup catcher, is on the paternity list currently as he just had his child, so congratulations to him. Joe Hudson, funny enough, who started the season with the Cubs, is now at the Mets and is their backup catcher for the time being, while Tomas Nido, who was the final batter and struck out his first at-bat as a Cub, was against the Mets to end this game. So many odd connections with the catchers, too, from both the Mets and the Cubs in this one. A lot of things go on. Feels good to be a Mets fan. You damn right it does. Right now it does, at least. Reese, how you doing? Congrats, Wardy. You should name your boy Grimace. I know a lot of people were saying that. My man Mark was saying that, too. Thank you for the donation. Congrats on baby Shea Ward. David, middle name. David is not the middle name. I apologize, Dave. I thank you for the donation, though. It means a lot. Congrats, Wardy, says BG in the chat. If we're buyers, where do we look to improve? The Chicago White Sox right away. The Miami Marlins, if they're not too stubborn and willing to trade in the division. And then you got a plethora of other teams that we will choose and pick from depending on where their statuses are by the deadline. A lot of teams have been underwhelming this season, which is why the Mets have been right in the thick of things with the playoff run still. So rest assured, once there's kind of more clarity leading up to the deadline, we will have a better idea as to what to expect there. Tony with the $2 donation, thank you so much. Really does mean it. You guys are beyond generous. Thank you so much. You've made my entire day already, along with my beautiful son that's finally here, and I cannot thank my beautiful girlfriend Lexi enough for everything that she's been going through. She kicked absolute ass throughout the entire process. She is someone that I'm looking up to say the least, every single day now. She did a tremendous job. PB with the $10 donation. Congratulations. Happy birthday, baby Shea Ward. Thank you so much. Really does mean a lot. Shout out PB. Great member in the chat as always. Alvarez is OG Anunoby. If you know, you know. For my Knicks fans out there, the Mets just simply don't lose when Alvarez plays. They're now, I believe, 18-1. Since he came back with it, something along those lines. They've just been on an absolute heater since Alvarez has returned and has played this season. But the ball game, folks, let's talk about it. I really want to break this one down. As it starts off in the first inning, and again, we got Shota Imanaga, again, the superior southpaw on paper far and away than Jose Quintana. If you had Jose Quintana basically going roughly 7 shutting tonight, and then Shota Imanaga putting up a 10-piece, I want to know what your lottery picks are going to be. I want to know every decision you make for the rest of your life, because clearly you are a wizard, Harry, because I don't understand how anyone could fathomably picture that the way that you somehow did. Jose Quintana was masterful. Shota Imanaga was quite literally, pardon my French, shit. He really was. He was far from brilliant today. And the Mets piece this man up. And it starts right in the beginning with the best leadoff hitter in the National League since starting the leadoff position. The best batter in a lot of ways in the National League since batting leadoff. One of the best overall players in the National League since batting leadoff this season. Actually going all the way back to middle of May. Mr. Francisco Lindor with his 9th double of the season kicks off the ball game against the soft tossing, but again effective Shota Imanaga. Brandon Nimmo then, right after, gets on base with a walk himself. JD Martinez then homers JDM with his 9th home run of the season, makes it a 3-0 Metropolitan lead. We all love some JD Martinez bombs, baby, and they were full-fledged right before our very eyes once again. Cannot tell you how much I love to see JDM, how the production that he did, and as a guy that was crying for him all offseason long to finally land him, and I was telling you guys, just wait until JDM starts again a groove. His impact in this offense will be vital. It'll be something that we haven't seen before. And I'm going to be blunt when I say I haven't seen a Mets offense like this before. Not with this core group, not this consistently. They have been hitting for singles, they've been hitting for doubles, and they have been hitting for home runs. My biggest takeaway, far and away, with the offense so far from this team is how balanced it has been by mixing those things up. It's not reliant on small slap ball hitting that we saw there in, say, the 2022 season, the first half. It's not relying on complete boom or bust, or if you don't have a home run, you have nothing. They have such a balance with the depth of this 1 through 9 right now that is making it one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball over the past 3+ weeks. I'm not even joking, guys. Look up the numbers. The New York Metropolitans, basically for the past month, have had one of the best offenses in all Major League Baseball since the start of June. They have been on an absolute tear, even going back to, the little aspects of May, but mainly June. Again, guys, we went from a miserable May to now a joyful June, and that continues with this victory. Mike lifts with the $5 donation. It appears the Mets have eaten much nuclear bombs for breakfast for the last 10 games. My lord, seriously, they have. Mike, thank you so much for the donation. Great friend. I hope you are doing fantastic. To everybody for chiming in live on a replay, thank you guys all so much. Continue to smash that like and subscribe, and we're almost at 100 likes already, so that really does mean a lot. But again, I don't want to waste time. Let's continue to break down the ball game. Any kind of comments you guys got from me, I'll break them all down here very shortly. So again, Thank you guys for the love. But the Mets here again, they get up early with the 3-run bomb from JD Martinez to make it a 3-0 ball game. From there, we would see the Mets do nothing else in the first. And then Jose Quintana, right away, he unfortunately coughs up a run because Christopher Morel grounds into a double play. It allows a run to score there on the fielder's choice situation. It's a 3-1 deficit. Mark Vientos, unfortunately, had a hiccup earlier in this game. That defense was not looking too sharp, unfortunately. But thankfully for Marky V and the Mets, the defense really didn't hurt the Mets much today. They only gave up 1 run, and it wasn't even earned there to Jose Quintana. And then after we get out of that first inning, that's okay. Again, it's 3-1 Metropolitan lead, and Francisco Alvarez, he lets it pour. Alvy with his second home run this season with a deep fly ball to center field makes it a 4-1 Metropolitan lead. Jose Iglesias with his first of 4 hits today, getting the 4-piece nuggets that we love to see in here. Jose with his first hit of 4 on the day. Then we see shortly after, the Mets get a massive bomb from Brandon Nimmo and makes it 6-1 Metsies here, guys. And we're just a couple innings into this one. Shota Imanaga, where are you? I can't see you. This is not the guy that I thought was going to be leading the way, potentially as the NL Rookie of the Year, potentially as one of the best young pitchers in all the National League. Don't get me wrong, Shota Imanaga is brilliant. I wanted him heavily in the offseason for a reason. He got off to a roaring start this year, but reality has hit him, and he has been hit fast. And he has been hit consecutively as much as he was today by the Mets to get a 10-piece on Shota Imanaga. Can we flex that for a second as Mets fans? You just got 10 runs on Shota Imanaga. Appreciate that. Appreciate that for what it is, because that was absolutely brilliant. So the Mets are already up 6-1 thanks to Nimmo's 10th home run of the season. Again, it's a 6-1 ball game. Afterwards, we see Jose Quintana with a nice 1-2-3 bomb the second, where he strikes out the side in doing so, and Jose would continue to get in a groove from there. But Pete Alonso rips his 19th double of the season. They're a half inning later, Marte with the single. Then we see Marky V reach on fielder's choice, fielder's choice out. So we got runners on first and second with an out or so. And then the offense continues with 2 out hitting. Jose Iglesias clutches the F up, rips an RBI single to make it a 7-1 Metropolitan lead. Mind you, we're just a couple innings into the ball game, and the Mets already have 7 runs on Shota Imanaga and the Chicago Cubs. This Cubs team that is right in the thick of it for playoffs for that wildcard spot, just like the Metsies here, folks. Before I break down more on the ball game, I do see some comments I definitely have to address because they're amazing donations, and thank you all so much for them. Again, guys, you have made my absolute day along with my newborn son. You guys have all been fantastic. The Mets currently sit a half game out of a playoff spot. The Cubs are down to 1.5. The Mets win tomorrow, they will officially be in a playoff spot more than likely. Guardians, $10 donation, says Guardian of Chaos. You gotta believe in the Kings of Queens. Appreciate the hustle and grind, Wardy. Let's effing roll. You said it, brother. Thank you so much for the donation. Great moderator, great friend on the channel as always. Matthew Martell with the $5 dollar says, $5 holla. Beatty is in a package for Crochet. Also, let's get Acuna in this lap, and please and dear Lord, extend Alvarez no later than this offseason. Extend Alvy, yes, if only Hector Gomez, the schmuck that he is of a reporter, was accurate in his reporting back in the offseason when he said the Mets were extending Alvarez when it never happened. Alvy wants an extension. Let's make that happen. I don't know if it's on pause because Alvy's been represented by that Bad Bunnies, agency, and there's been a lot of turmoil there, controversy with the MLB side of things and all that kind of stuff, so not sure. But in regards to Matthew here with the donation, Beatty in a package for Crochet, it's going to take a lot more than Brett Beatty to land the flame-thrown southpaw from Southside and Garrett Crochet, one of my favorite young starters there in the American League. He's been filthy this season, absolutely disgusting. I would love him, I really would. I'm sure we'll be talking about him plenty as we build up closer to the trade deadline. Thank you for the donation. Yes, we have seen a very nice past number of weeks from Luis Angel Acuna now. He's been getting in a groove, and that game for the Syracuse Mets, I believe, starts later on this evening. So I will not have a prospect report for you all on today's show like I've had in previous shows because a lot of the games haven't happened yet. AZ with the $5 donation, thank you so much. He says, gonna have to order some McDonald's to appease our new god Grimace and keep the Mets winning. It's the only right thing to do. I suggest just a little pro hack. If you guys are cheap schmucks like myself, you go to McDonald's, you get a McChicken, you get the spicy McChicken, obviously, because, you want some flavor, and then you get the Big Mac sauce and you substitute it for mayo. Congratulations, I just made your night. You're welcome in advance. Again, if you want to eat healthy, don't eat that crap, but if you don't want to eat healthy, there you go. That's what you got to do. hopping back into the ballgame. It's a 7-1 Metropolitan lead as we then head to the bottom of the third here. And in the bottom of the third, we see Cody Bellinger rip his 13th double of the season after Seiya Suzuki unfortunately gets hit by the pitch, but that's all she wrote. We see Jose Quintana work out of the own mess that he created. Then as we get to the fourth here, right around, we see Mr. Francisco Lindor with his 20th double. Again, back-to-back times Lindor batting where he leads off the inning with the double. And that would be huge because it leads to runs immediately. Brandon Nimmo with a single himself, and then we see JD Martinez with a little bloop. He drops to center. He gets on base as well. We love to see it, folks. The Mets, again, are continuing to pour it on. It is 8-1 already. Pete Alonso gets on with a walk already. Shota Imanaga is out of this ball game, folks. Imanaga's final line, for those that are curious, is as follows. 3 innings of 11 hit, 10 earned run ball, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 3 home runs allowed. His ERA has jumped now to 2.96, which is still fantastic. And that tells you just how amazing he has been this season, pretty much up until this point. And 9-1 comes right after because we see Starling Marte ground into a force out with less than 2 out. That allows a run to score. Alvarez would walk, and then Jose Iglesias again. Jose and 2 outs just go together like cheese and wine. He clutches the hell up a rise to scoring position. He rips one again. It makes it 11-1 Metropolitan lead at this point. Another couple RBIs for Jose Iglesias, who in my opinion has to be the player of the game. That is Wardy's player of the game. Jose, who has barely played the past week and a half. Really since the London trip, Jose hasn't played much because we've been giving this final swan song to Jeff McNeil, when in reality, Jose Iglesias is in a lot of ways, especially on the offensive end, a better option for the team right now. Mind you, he's not on a $50 million contract. He's on a minor league deal, and we're getting this kind of production. Almost like we should continue to roll with Jose Iglesias, especially against lefties the way he did so well. A soft tosser was actually fantastic for him to take advantage of in this one. They did with the rest of the relievers that we saw from Chicago thereafter. But it's an 11-1 Mets lead here. Absolutely massive. More 2-out hitting from Jose Iglesias. It's 11-1, and it would stay 11-1 for the remainder of the ball game. So in between, we see Francisco Lindor get himself a single, an year or so later. That's all she wrote. We see Amaya get a single there for the Cubs. That's all she wrote there. We saw Jose Quintana pretty much brilliant in this one for the most part. Everyone kind of settled down thereafter. Later on, Jose Iglesias got himself another hit, which was fantastic. Patrick Wisdom got himself a single as well, and that's really all she wrote. Adebot Avino would then come in to replace Jose Quintana to finish the 7th inning there. Jose Quintana's final line, folks, is as follows for you all to see right now. I definitely want to know where you stand on Jose Quintana's final line. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate it? I will share my rating here shortly once I do my individual pitcher breakdown with my great friend Isaac Rothman, who shares nightly analysis with us on all things Mets and their pitching. But Quintana, 6.1 innings of 4 hit, 1 run, 0 earned run, 1 walk, season high 8 strikeout, and season high 103 pitch ball. 4.58 year rate on the season for Jose Quintana, and he was nothing short of brilliant. In a game where it's like the Mets are up 3-0, they give up an early run, they get it back thanks to the insurance bomb by Alvey, and Quintana just settles down big time from there. Adam Ottavino threw a career high 44 or so pitches, but had himself 1.2 scoreless that we saw from there. Drew Smith shuts the door there. In the 9th, he strikes out former friend, now foe, and Tomas Nido end the ball game. And folks, that is the Metropolitan win. They win this one comfortably. They win this one with ease. They come out guns a-blazing in this one by a final score of 11-1. And Jose Quintana was so unbelievably brilliant. I'm going to get into more on Jose Quintana here shortly, folks. But in the meantime, I definitely just want to know more of your initial reactions and takeaways from this victory. Because when you got Lindor, when you got Nimmo, when you got JDM, when you got Marte, when you got Alvey, when you got Iglesias, and when Alonso didn't really provide much today, and you still had 11 runs, you know good things are happening. You know you're setting yourself up for success when you don't need to be relying on your big bopper to step up every single time out there. We're almost at 400 live concurrent viewers here on YouTube. Thank you guys all so much for that. Continue to smash those buttons. Help us get to 100 likes. We're just a couple away, and help us get a 150 or to 200 by the end of the live show. And again, thank you all so much in advance for that. As we're breaking down the latest of Mets land, the Mets absolutely curb stop. They steamroll here the Chicago Cubs by a final score of, yes, 11-1. Now, before I get into a bunch of the numbers here, I will shortly, folks. In the meantime, though, I got to tell you about our amazing sponsors on the channel because we're doing some awesome things, as many of you guys and gals know already, but we're also doing a sick promo for you guys to win Mets tickets of any player, not any player, of any game you want to go to this season. We're going to be giving away to 3 lucky winners, and we will be announcing that by the end of the weekend, if not sometime early next week, because my schedule's fluctuate with being a new dad and everything, so I apologize. But let's just pivot into this briefly, folks. Then we will hop back in and talk more about the ball game. We'll get into BetUs, and we'll talk more about the ball game, answer your questions, and everything in between. I need to see to actually be good and not pad his stats in a blowout. Priest, I'm going to stop you there, Priest. I love you, Priest, but don't even bother trying to say Lindor is stat padding in a blowout. If you're talking about Lindor, when Lindor is the one who had the leadoff double. Lindor is the one who had a leadoff double in his second at-bat. He's not stat padding. Lindor quite literally was the one who kickstarted the offense for the Mets in multiple innings today. So we got to pump the brakes on that one, Priest, if that's what we're talking about. Wardy with the hospital ban Blaine. Of course. How can you not? I literally just got out of the hospital a couple hours ago, guys. The game, I think we were in the second inning when I left the hospital today. Just nuts stuff. It's been a long day, but I'm so happy to be back talking about the Amazons here. The same way I'm pumped to be talking about with you all and with our amazing sponsor, as always, on the channel that many of you guys and gals know very well. Give me 1 second to, give me one more second, everybody. Let's see here, and then we will continue on with the live show. Just give me one more moment. Okay, we have that set up. You guys and gals know very well our amazing sponsors on the channel at Sower MLB, and simply put, Sower MLB is the best MLB fantasy game out there. You guys know the drill by now. Again, you can play weekly, you can play for free, or you can play where you're buying, selling unique cards that you win actual dollars with, that you actually can sell and acquire real dollars for. You enter weekly tournaments with the virtual teams that you build here in this Sower MLB Fantasy, and how you do in these tournaments is indicative on how the players perform in real life. So right now, I got 2 tournaments rolling. I did pretty good in my last couple, as you guys can see here, but as the tournaments we currently have rolling, I got 2 at the moment, and we're doing awesome promos. One, I got a huge one right now with Zach Wheeler, Edwin Diaz, Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, Nemo, who gave me roughly 30 points already, Will Smith, and Tyler Glass. Now that my other team has George Kirby, Tanner Scott, Alex Bregman, Adley Rutschman, Brian Reynolds, Francisco Alvarez, who gave me 19 points scoring the home run, and Logan Gilbert, because I love those pitchers from Seattle, folks. But as you guys know how to draft your team and build this, now we're doing something really awesome, because we are doing a huge MLB All-Star Break promo that you guys can get involved with today. And all you got to do to enter is to sign up with our unique link in the description down below and do the following steps. And you will automatically be entered then for your chance to win a free ride basically to the MLB All-Star Game and all it entails. And we're also doing a Mets ticket giveaway to 3 lucky winners on the channel, all just through signing up to Sower MLB by clicking the unique link down below. Sign up today and simply draft your team and enter a tournament. That's all you guys got to do. You will automatically be entered, so good luck to everybody to get those Mets tickets. We will announce in the coming days the winners. We've already done that once this season. We'll do it again. But the official MLB All-Star Collection event is where I want you guys to pay attention just for 2 seconds here. The reason why is this collection event is so easy to set up, guys. If you guys know MLB The Show, where you're building your own roster and you collect multiple cards of players on the same team. As you see here, I have the Mets with a collection score of 200 from their roster last season, so it doesn't even need to be players currently on the Mets as long as they were represented, as long as they were Mets when the card was purchased, if that makes sense. Baltimore Orioles 2023 roster 160, and the Marlins 180. These collection scores, what that means is if you get 150, so you just need a certain amount of Mets collected, and then you are automatically entered for this event where we are giving away to 5 lucky winners the following: 1 ticket to the MLB Home Run Derby, 1 ticket to the MLB All-Star Game, 1 ticket to the MLB Futures Game, 1 ticket to view the Home Run Derby All-Star Game batting practice there on field, 4 tickets to MLB Play Ballpark, 1 for each day, and $1,000 travel credit. So you get pretty much a complete free ride for everything that you could hope for the MLB All-Star Game, the break, all that it entails. So again, even though the Mets may have some decent representatives now, the way that they've been playing, if a lot of guys don't show up and represent the Mets, you can represent the Mets as a fan at this All-Star Break event, which is going to be so exciting. And all you guys got to do really to enter, again, is to sign up with my unique link down below, draft your team, but again, just start building your collection. All you guys need is a couple cards, and they don't cost much. Again, $1 for Brooks Raley, $1 for John Curtis, former Met, $1 for Drew Smith, who's out of frame here, $1 $1 for Carlos Carrasco, $1 for Jose Quintana, as you guys see here, and these ones that are highlighted are the current cards that I have, so I have Sing, I have Alvi, I have all of them. $1 for the schmuck that is Omar Narvaez, $1 right here for Tomas Nido, Cubs legend, and again, all you guys gotta do is just buy a couple cards on the marketplace. It'll cost you around $10 on average. I've done it multiple times, and then you're automatically entered. So to spend $10 for the chance to win a $1,000 and travel credit and hundreds upon hundreds of dollars and free stuff to have a true all-star break like never before. How can you go wrong? Check out our great friends today at Sower MLB. Do the simple steps. Build your collection. Get that score to 150. Again, you don't need everyone on the roster. You just need to build that collection score to get it where it needs to be at 150, which isn't difficult. Costs around $10, and then you're automatically entered. I have 4 entries already because I have 3 where I have a collection score of at least 150, and I have an additional one for free. And you guys, again, every collection you do, as you enter, you are automatically entered then. So good luck to you all, and shout out, as always, to our amazing sponsor at Sower MLB. But to hop back in this ballgame, everybody, let's talk a bit on the exciting stuff. And before we get into more on the offense, because that has been absolutely the big takeaway from the Mets throughout this stretch for a good period of time now, let's talk briefly on the pitching end, because the pitching was absolutely beautiful. It was early, and honestly, it was often. It was fantastic stuff from Jose Quintana today, and deserves the credit that it should be getting. So let's talk briefly here about Jose Quintana, guys. And I asked you guys to give me on a scale of 1 to 10 where you stand on the Jose Quintana starting level today. A lot of you guys had him at an 8.5 and 9. Some of you guys even said a 10, which is awesome, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys for the kind words on the new baby Shea. It really does mean a lot. Being a new dad is exciting. I cannot wait to see all the ups and downs and everything in between that old brain, but I'm really looking forward to it. But staying on the topic here of Jose Quintana, here's some key notes. Shout out to my man Isaac Rothman that you guys can check out on Twitter at ISAACGROFFMAN for all your Mets pitching threads and analysis needs. He's fantastic. We're doing a lot of awesome work together. Isaac just relays some numbers that go beyond the eye test for you, so a lot of this information comes from sites from Baseball Savant, among others, but he was heavy curveball usage today for Jose Quintana, and it actually had 2 or 3 inches less movement, but that made it a lot tighter and probably easier for him to control. So funny enough, less movement was actually a recipe for success for Jose Quintana when utilizing his multi-pitch mix there with that southpaw arm. The 41 whiff percentage was fantastic on the curveball, and a 44 whiff percentage on the changeup. So he was getting a solid amount of swing and miss. And we know for a Jose Quintana, when he's right, he needs to have pinpoint accuracy as a southpaw soft tosser for the most part. And he wasn't just pinpoint accurate today, but he was brilliant in getting that swing and miss. And this is a Cubs team that especially on the offensive end, has been very underwhelming for the past month plus. The Chicago Cubs have been free-falling big time, and they all have the schmuck of Craig Counsell to thank for that. That's what you get, Craig. You know, I saw a meme earlier today for my basketball fans, my Knicks fans especially, where, you know, the guy's like, Katie, don't you wish you came to the Knicks? I saw someone do that, but it was like, Craig Counsell, don't you wish you came to the Mets? Granted, I don't think many wish they came to the Mets, but currently speaking, I'd say yes, that's valid. That makes sense. But Jose Quintana was absolutely brilliant. You know, he used his sinker more sparingly than he had in the past, and had a 71% zone percentage. So he was able to locate in the zone and not much over the heart of the zone. So he wasn't covering a lot over the heart of the plate, which was huge, which is why he wasn't getting barreled all that hard here against these Cubs hitters. He was able to set up those hitters with the sinkers and get more movement on the curveball and changeup. He was actually able to put them away as well, and that was massive to get, again, a season high 8 strikeouts. When his control is pinpoint like this, it can be a very solid pitcher in this rotation. Not something that I bank on to happen consistently per se, but definitely brilliant to see Jose Quintana give us a start like this with the offense, because this is a game where, let's not forget, remember when Jose Quintana gave up like 8 innings before the game even started against the Tampa Bay Rays? And the Mets put up 7 runs that game, including Brett Beatty hitting bombs galore. The same way Brett Beatty has hit 2 home runs in the past 3 games in AAA. He is truly Barry Bonds, a quad A player right now that we just want to see blossom at the MLB level fully. But in the meantime, reeling back in this one for a second, we've seen many games for the Mets this season where they've had a lot of offense, but the pitching has hurt them too, especially in that month of May. Now, as we advance to the month of June, they have gotten both the offense that we've all been dying for, just exciting, electric, entertaining baseball. We're getting that. Now you mix in competent pitching. Oh, baby, we're cooking. We're finally having a recipe for success. Baby Wardy is undefeated. E. McD, 100%. Let's see. See what you guys got for me in the chat. Dave, thank you so much for the donation. Mets miracle incoming. God works in mysterious ways. Yes, he does. Thank you for that donation, Dave. It really does mean a lot. Congrats to Luis Torrens and to you, Enzo. It means a lot. Yep, shout out to Luis Torrens. I hope he's having a great time as a new father himself, too, even if this isn't his first kid. But Adam Ottavino was Adam Ottavino today. He was cheeks, but you just need to eat the innings. It didn't matter how good or bad he was going to be. Mendy was going to keep him out there because it's 11-1 ball game. We're not going to waste more arms than we have to. So, Adam, I actually love the fact that Carlos Mendoza said, all right, we're up 11-1. Let's utilize Adam Ottavino and Drew Smith today. I love that. And the reason why I love that is because those are two guys I prefer not to have in high leverage. Drew Smith is absolutely god-awful in high leverage. I don't want him there. He gives up more home runs than your mother. Adam Ottavino in high leverage is just so Jekyll and Hyde that you don't know what you're getting, and I don't want to see it. So in a blowout win like this, yes, I don't mind seeing Adam Ottavino and Drew Smith out there. I'd argue that now is probably the best time to have him out there. Yes, Marky V went 0 for 5 today, so of course the sky is falling, said absolutely nobody. Again, Beatty's been raking on the AAA level, but I'm taking Vientos every day of the week right now, and for obvious reasons. And we're going to shift into the offense here in a second, but before I do, I see a donation from my man Ann, great member in the chat here. A little late, but congrats to you and your girlfriend Wardy. Baby Shay era commences. Yes, he does, and thank you so much again, Ann, for that $20 donation. Really does mean a lot. This is just really helping recoup the diaper money, and then anything else goes in hand with what we're doing here on the channel, as we always do. So thank you so much for the donation. Greatly appreciate that. We're both very excited. And again, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to say it's a big deal, but it's a big deal. We're 1-0 in the Baby Shea era. We're 1-0 in the Baby Wardy era. How can he not be electric about that? Seriously. Again, we got Heinz talking about in the chat too. We're rolling, baby. We really are. My mother does give up home runs. Who told you? Says Elephant in the chat. Hey, maybe I know a little bit more about your mama that you don't know. Hey, pause. Okay, reeling back in this one, let's get into the offense now, because the offense was fun. The offense is why we're all giddy. The offense is why I'm sweating bullets. I've had like no sleep for the past 48 to 72 hours, and I still feel fresh as a mofo right now because I'm so locked in and so pumped up about this Mets team at the moment. And it's because of production like this. It's when the Mets go out and they lay out 14 hits to the opposing Cubs 5. It's when they have an expected batting average of 304 to the Cubs 215. It's when the Mets score 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth. That is a recipe for success right there. The offense was early, it was often, it was balanced. Francisco Lindor, let's appreciate his awesomeness today. 3 for 5 with a pair of doubles. No RBIs, funny enough. 2 runs scored, however. 244 average, 743 OPS for Lindor, who also had some great defense there at short today. Brandon Nimmo, 2 for 4, including the awesome home run. His 9th of the year for number 9. 3 runs scored, a home run and 2 RBIs. 244 average and 783 OPS on the season. So Nimmo's almost at the 800 plateau there for the OPS. JD Martinez loves hitting bombs, baby, and he did it again. JDM 2 for 4 with the home run and 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored, 287 average, and a 870 OPS on the season. So if you're wondering, Wardy, who are the guys that have really impacted the Mets the most throughout their great run that they've been having throughout the entire month of June? JD Martinez is right in the thick of it, right in the heart of it. If you guys are wondering why you don't see JDM stats and you see Hudson and stuff, how this graphic is set up, it's automated. It shows you the batters who finish the game, not the ones who start. That's why I'm relaying all the offensive numbers to you all, so that way you guys don't miss anything here. But JD Martinez, fantastic stuff. JD continues to be one of my favorite sluggers ever, regardless of the fact that he's a Met. I was a huge fan of his in Boston, especially when they won it all in 2018. Drew, thank you so much for the donation. I will get to that here in a second. In the meantime, though, Pete Alonso, DJ got himself a walk pinch hitting for JD Martinez later on the ball game, because of course he did. Pete Alonso 1 for 3, including a double and a couple walks, 244 average and 802 OPS on the season for Big Meat Pete, Polar Bear Pete, Pistol Pete, however you want to call Pete. We love ourselves some Polar Bear. Then we see Starling Marte 1 for 4, including an RBI and 2 runs scored on that RBI ground out or so. 279 average, 748 OPS on the season for star-studded Starling. Tyrone Taylor, who came in right field later on the ball game, went 0 for 1, pinch hitting, and I believe he batted into a double play there in the top of the 9th. Mark Vientos, 0 for 5 today. Marky V, the low outside of Bader, he had nasty work. Just not looking great with the offense today, nor the defense. But you know what? It's okay, because Vientos has stepped up so much for the Mets throughout this run, so much since he has been called up that, it's games like today where the last thing I'm going to do is beat up on the guy when he has been so brilliant for the Mets. plenty this season on the offensive end. I know he's going to come back down to earth, and I know the defense will be a problem at times, but one, the defense didn't cost the Mets at all today. You know, it had that one run. Whoop-de-doo, right? Thankfully, it wasn't more than that. But as long as his defense is not making or breaking ball games for the Mets, the offense will prevail, and things will be okay, in my opinion. But Vientos, 291 average, 856 OPS. Still a bad day at the plate, don't get me wrong, but we give a pass when, of course, the Mets have the kind of offense that they did. Jose Iglesias, speaking of great offense, 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. How you doing, Jose? All that 2-out hitting is looking amazing, and I want this man starting at second base for the foreseeable future. Exactly why I told each and every one of you why I firmly believe it's not a matter of if, but when McNeil will be parted with, either by the deadline or this offseason, because again, it is just days away before his tenure with the Mets is done. I just don't know how many days that's going to be right now, because the Mets might eat him up as this expensive utility option should Iglesias continue to prosper and say they can't get a proper suitor for McNeil by the deadline with that contract. I think there's possibility there, but nothing is certain. Nothing is a guarantee. But what is a guarantee is the Mets winning this ball game, clearly, early and often. Iglesias is now up to 438 on the average, 986 OPS on the season. Now, if you guys want to know a list of batters with at least 30 at-bats this season of the highest batting average, it's Jose Iglesias, and that's everyone else. Small sample size, I know, I understand, but Jose Iglesias, and I think 30 play appearances or so, I think that's what I meant to say, not at-bats. I could be flip-flopping them. He leads all the major leagues in batting average. Again, not that batting average means everything, but he puts the ball in play a shit ton, and I love that. Especially how it balances out a lineup that has the kind of offense, the power, the gap-to-gap ability that you have with Vientos, with Alvarez, with Martinez, with even Nimmo, with Lindor, with Alonso. You got a lot of unique options there on the offensive end for power now. So where's the contact hitting going to come from? It's guys lower in the order like Jose Iglesias who helped make that happen. Jose, great stuff. Bader, 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts, 262 average, 682 OPS on the season. Now let's hop back in this one and get on to more comments you guys got. Today's ump, pretty accurate by my eye. Yep, no, he was good. I'm not complaining about the ump when he went 11-1, I'll tell you that much. Drew with the $5 donation says, extend JD Martinez. He's changed our entire offense. He should be a Met next season. I agree. I just hope that he wants to be a Met, because I assure you, it'll be more about his interest level than I think it'll be about the Mets' interest level. But I could be wrong. All I know is JD Martinez. I love him, and I want him to retire a Met at this rate. He's just playing so good. His ability to have the power for opposite field and to center is fantastic, and this team has needed it so bad. We have a plethora of pull hitters on the power front with this offense. Headlined by Alonso, headlined by Lindor. So to have a JD Martinez who just consistently goes middle to opposite field there, massive in spraying the ball around. And he's doing this in a way that's like, oh, he's behind pitches all the time. No, it's not because he's behind pitches all the time. It's because he has been absolutely brilliant. He is a true hitting savant. He's one of the best out there. We have over 1,000 concurrent viewers here on Twitter. We have roughly 400 here on YouTube. Thank you guys all so much for that. It really does mean the world to me. I hope you guys have been enjoying our breakdown here on a Metsian victory, arguably the best of the season when it comes to the most comfortable victory, and one of the best. I would argue probably the best one this year. The comeback against the Rangers is still up there for sure, but a comfortable win, this is right in that mix, because this was awesome. And to do this against Shota Imanaga too is beyond impressive. I know Imanaga is not the end-all be-all and great talent, but still, it was awesome stuff. We got a 50-piece from Mr. Criffer. Thank you so much, mister. Here's a little sum for the formula. Thank you so much, my man. Guys, can we please get some hype and love in the chat to Mr. Criffer with the $50 haul, his first dono, just being generous because he knows I got a baby I'm going to be working with now. Thank you so much for that. Really does mean a lot. Let's get some love. Seriously, thank each and every one of you so much for the beyond generous donations, for the kind words. Again, this is what I had just as much excitement sharing with all my viewers, all you amazing Mets fans, as I did with my respective family and friends, the baby news, because of how much you guys have made this a family for me and how awesome this WardyNYM community has become for us fellow Mets fans for over 3 years now. It almost brings a tear to my eye. Not to be a little soft boy here, but seriously, it touches me in ways that I don't think anyone can really comprehend. So seriously, thank you, Criffer. Thank you, everybody. Really does mean a lot. Okay, now to hop back in this one. The Mets again went 11-1. Dramatic fashion. We're feeling electric. We're feeling great. My question to each and every one of you amazing Mets fans in the chat right now, and for people in the comments down below, would you make a Vegas bet on Mets winning it all? You'll be a millionaire. Let's pump the brakes. Love that. But that's a perfect transition, because I got two things for you. One, everybody spam in the chat right now. What is your biggest takeaway from today's game? Who stood out the most to you in this one and why? Let me see it. Secondly, talking about betting, let's do a quick word from our amazing sponsor on the channel that you guys and gals know very well, as may you do already. Michael, thank you so much for the kind words too, with baby Shay, Ward. I love it's a fact too, guys. It's separate from the whole Shea and Mets connection with Shea Stadium, William Shea, and everything that entails. I've always been a lover of the name Shea, so is my brother. And it goes in hand with actually a hockey player that we grew up watching a lot during his time with the Nashville Predators, the Montreal Canadiens, a little bit with the Flyers. Mr. Shea Weber is really what kind of goes in hand with why we love the name Shea. Shea Stadium's electric, but I only went to Shea Stadium like once or twice as a kid. I didn't get to appreciate it for what it was because of my young fandom. Versus growing up a huge hockey fan as well, some athletes with the name Shea really stood out to me. And Shea Weber and that spelling along with Shea Stadium, I was like, this is perfect. As soon as I brought up the name to my girlfriend, the early goings of the pregnancy, she was like, oh, wow, I really like that. So we didn't even argue about the name. It was just like, it's going to be Shea right away, which I think is so sick. All things Wardy named the baby Shea. Yes, of course, Dave. Are you surprised? It literally is like the worst kept secret imaginable if you guys know a sliver about myself, and you guys know a decent amount now. But as we take a quick word with our amazing sponsor at BetUs, that may you guys and gals know very well, check them out by clicking the link in the description today. That way you too get 125% bonus when not your first, not your second, but your first 3 deposits for all your sports betting needs. And as you see here, we're going to place a quick bet here. We still got some slates of games going tonight that I'm excited to get into. Also, I didn't place any active bets. That's shame on me. But guys, I have the Orioles winning 2 out of 3 against the Yanks, and I couldn't have been more right. I'm so happy. My man Pat, of course, co-host of Bridging the Gap podcast. Pat thought the Yanks were going to sweep or win the series. Pat thought you're going to get dominance from Garrett Cole, and he got a nice slice of humble pie for his second straight series against the Orioles this season. The same way the Orioles will overtake the division in the coming days, or they're a half game out. I assure you. I will actually make a. You can actually clip this if you want. A week from now, at latest, a week from now, the Orioles will have hopped in first place. Maybe they'll hop out because it's going to seesaw a lot this season, I'm sure, but the Orioles will touch first place at some point from now over this next week. And you heard it here first on WardyNYM. You cannot stop those O's. I don't care what you say. They are an effing wagon, and I love them so much. Speaking of wagon, though, the Diamondbacks, again, they were a wagon last year. They're still trying to get their footing this year after a great World Series run. They're facing off against the Phillies. We got the Nationals and the Rockies, Brewers and the Padres, White Sox and Tigers. Love that matchup for the Tigers, obviously. Then we got the Blue Jays, Guardians. Love that matchup for the Guardians. Guardians and Stephen Kwan batting like 500 over his past couple weeks of games. I'm going to go Guards here. 20 games above 500. They've been playing great. I'm blessed and impressed by the Blue Jays this season. I like that pick a lot. And then we got the Orioles against the Astros. Oh, baby, we're doubling up for the 2-pick parlay. If you guys want a tail, of course, do it at your own risk. Bet responsibly. I'm a schmuck who likes to bet, and I do have success, but I also have some times where I go on cold streaks. I have won 4 of my last 6 bets, I'm happy to say, here through BetUs. I wish I bet on the Orioles past couple days. I just did it. I don't know why. I do know why. It's because I was busy with my son being born, so let's just keep it a buck. But still, I'm going to put down now a 2-pick parlay. That's $20 to win 40. So good luck to everybody that enters. And again, all you guys got to do is check out our great friends at BetUs by clicking that link down below. That way you too get 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. So we'll be coming at you with more awesome giveaways, as we just gave away a Mets jersey. The winner selected WardyNYM, as a matter of fact. BetUs has been in contact with them since to make sure everything's aligned there. But we're giving away awesome stuff with BetUs, just like so are MLB. So some incentive for you guys too, in case you're, not sure how to feel about these sponsors yet, what they bring, some added stuff for you, along with checking out their awesome products. So thank you guys all so much in advance for doing so. But hopping back into the ball game, I know middle name is Conforto. No, middle name is not Conforto. No. Middle name is Vincent. We love ourselves a little Vinny in there. So Shea Vincent Ward is the name. He is amazing. He is my life, along with this channel, my family and friends. And I'm very blessed and happy to be in the current position that I'm in. Let's see. Can I wear my Grimace inflatable suit to the game or not? Who says no? I say absolutely. I saw a Grimace inflatable suit. I think Jordan, my man who made the post-game jingle for our show here, actually posted a clip yesterday. I don't know. I've had no sleep, so I don't know if I'm 100% accurate in saying this. But he did a little TikTok talking about the Mets, and I think he had a Grimace inflatable outfit on. If so, that's so sick. I absolutely love that. Steve with the $5 donation says, I would say Iglesias, he is such a positive energy that is infectious, similar to Alvarez and Martinez, has been such a huge get for us. No, I agree with you full-fledged. Iglesias has been an awesome clubhouse guy. He's felt like a rookie when he got called up. Everything's going right for Jose, right? As young tenure now as a 34-year-old playing with the Mets. It's crazy that Iglesias picked up his first baseball when he got his first hit as a Met. No one does that as a veteran that, has been in the game plenty. But Jose just feels different here with the Mets, getting an opportunity, and he's taking the utmost advantage of it. Jose has proven me wrong with his competency on the defensive end. I know he will have hiccups for sure at second base, but overall, his defense has not been much of a liability. The bat has been beyond productive when it's been out there. That contact ability is something that Jeff, and I know Jeff will say this himself, in his head at least, because he won't say it publicly, he absolutely wishes that he was in the position to be hitting contact the way that Jose Iglesias is. Almost like they should flip-flop on the salary right now, because one guy's making a bag for doing nothing, the other guy's making nothing when he's doing something, right? It's unfortunate. It is what it is. We love to hear it, though, everybody. Let's see in the chat. We see Steve. Thank you again for that donation, everybody. For me, I definitely have to say Jose Iglesias is my biggest takeaway in this victory, along with just the Mets' pure dominance on the offensive end. I cannot give them enough credit for what they were able to do in this matchup here against the Chicago Cubs, especially in this pivotal part of the season where you're still trying to roll high. You dropped your last game 5-3 or so against the Rangers. That's okay. If you're going to lose a game, honestly, that was a game that I was fine losing. In the manner that was lost, it is what it is. You're not going to win every game, right? But the Mets have still, won 12 of their past 15 games again. They've been on a heater. They have been the best team in the month of June for the most part, and they have just been playing baseball that is polar opposite from what we saw in May. What did we say, everybody? We said the Mets need, and I mean need, to have pretty much a jaw-dropping June in order for their season to turn around. And you know what the Mets did? You know what Carlos Mendoza did? You know what JD Martinez did? You know what Francisco Lindor did? You know what this entire team did? They said, bet, hold my beer. I'll do exactly that. Let's play loose. Let's play fun. Let's play like you guys think we're bad when we're not. And we're going to prove it to you every single day out there, day and night. And on this road trip, furthermore, for the Mets to go 5-1 at Citi Field is truly an amazing miracle in its own right. So as soon as we hit the road, when you're facing the Texas Rangers, when you're facing the Cubs, with where they're currently at in the season, with the way that they have been free-falling, it's just a perfect time for this Mets team to pounce. It really is. And this schedule is favoring them big time now. I know scheduling isn't everything. I know the Mets have done a fantastic job on not taking advantage of a good schedule. But for a Mets team that, again, has a much easier schedule on paper from here on out, especially outside the Yanks next week, where I think the Mets will at minimum split that series. I really do. That'll be a fun Subway Series coverage here in the next week or so. Outside that Yanks Subway Series, all these series are very much winnable for the Mets on paper. All these series are ones I'm confident in that they should win 2 out of 3 at minimum, right? So hopefully that continues, but all I know is you got 20-plus games until the All-Star break. There's no excuse not to continue to roll the way that the Mets have right now. And that consistency, the depth in the lineup, is what has me not only happy, but pretty damn optimistic on the Mets and what they're able to do this season leading up to the deadline. I know it's early. I know there's a lot of baseball to be had. So trust me when I say I don't think this team's going to go out and win the World Series right now or anything like that. But I would say the optimism level and them making playoffs and having an effective 2024 season where you thought it was going to be one of the worst in team history, it's quickly changing so drastically that's really having a lot of fans get back on the ship, get back on the wagon, even though it's so hard to be a bandwagon Mets fan as is. You're a diehard, and that's pretty much it, because there's nothing to really hop on a wagon with. But this win streak under the Grimace era, now the Baby Wardy, Mr. Shea era, it's electric. So hop on if you haven't already, because I'm beyond impressed, and I'm seeing consistency from this core that leads me to believe that, yes, they're not going to score 11 runs every night, but they are building something that could find themselves more in the realm of the Phillies, more in the realm of the Braves, more in the realm of just these better, more consistent hitting. Even the Brewers. The Brewers' offense has impressed a lot this season as well. They've had a lot of key takeaways from their young talent, and they've had a lot of guys with over 2 WAR. The Mets are just quickly putting themselves in a position where they're finding consistency. And that's something where you can take away and say, okay, this isn't a fluke. This isn't just a game or two. They're actually finding ways to win consistently, effectively, and impressively, most importantly. Wow, the wordplay there. What the hell are you doing, Wardy? All Things Mets Talk with a $20 donation. Thank you so much from Two Mamas. All you guys are the absolute best. Here, fill the heart for me. Buy a Grimace stuffed animal for Shay. I think we got to do it, right? All right, that's the next step. Yep, as soon as YouTube's net 30 payment comes in, we're going to allocate that $20, if not sooner, and we're going to get him a nice stuffed Grimace that he can hold and he can have in his room. That's going to be fantastic. Awesome stuff there. Really is. Daniel, great member as always. Daniel Caps, how you doing? Let's see. Straight Talk with Jack Graham. How you doing? Great memory. Says, seems the Yanks are not taking splitting Baltimore and overall pretty average play too well. Yeah, Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, let's just talk briefly, because the Yanks do live rent-free in my head sometimes, because of course they do. Back and forth. We know this. Aaron Judge gets a 94 heater on the hand, just like Pete Alonso last year. Did the Orioles purposely do that? No. Have the Yanks hit more batters than any other team in the American League this season? Yes. Are Yanks fans idiots and think that they should retaliate right away? Yes. They retaliated Gunnar Henderson. Does Gunnar Henderson still kick their teeth in? Yes. Did the Orioles curb stomp them 17-5 yesterday? Yes. That is the best thing imaginable. You go out of your way to drill the best batter currently in that lineup there, not named Adley Rutschman for the Baltimore Orioles. In my opinion, the MVP caliber Gunnar Henderson, the young age of 22. He's so good, guys. He's so good. I love those O's. I really do. I'm so grateful the O's aren't in the NL East, so I don't have to hate them or anything like that. But Gunnar Henderson gets drilled right in the back. They don't give a flying you-know-what. They are pouring it on in Yankee Stadium. I called it from a mile away, but all it takes is the common sense. The Orioles have such exciting young depth, homegrown talent that the Yanks can't compete with. The Yanks have the star power. The Yanks, one healthy, one right, or you could argue the superior team on paper with Soto, with Judge, with Stanton. That's all true. But here's the thing. All it takes is one big domino to fall for injury, even if it's for a week or whatever, and the Yanks don't know what to do with their hands when they're without Judge, when they're without Soto, and to a degree without Stanton. Because of that reason, that's why I love these O's, because they're young, they're vibrant, they're more reliable. You know they're going to stay healthier for a longer period of time more than likely, and they just have a vibe to them that the Yanks can't sniff for days. The Yanks are the big bad evil empire again. When we see the Orioles here, they're going to become the new Houston Astros for this Yanks team. It is 100% looking that way, and I'm loving and savoring every single second of it. Not just because they're being up on the Yanks, but because the Orioles are such an impressively ran franchise, now owned by an owner that has a willingness to spend in a fairly small market. It's up and up from here if you're an Orioles fan. So that's why if you're going to hop on a wagon for an AL team, you're hopping on Baltimore. Camden's beautiful. Get yourself some awesome crab while you're there. You cannot go wrong. You simply can't. Guys, we're almost at 200 likes here on YouTube. Guys, continue to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all so much. We have roughly 2,000 concurrent viewers. We got over 300 here on YouTube right now. We got roughly 1,600 total between this and YouTube. It is fantastic. And before I let each and every one of you go, I just want to say this. Thank you, Grimace outfit for Shay. We got to get him a Grimace onesie. I think that's what we need to do. And that sounds like the wave at the moment. But simply put, guys, I cannot thank each and every one of you again for chiming into the live show today. Thank you so much for the endless support. Thank you for the endless donations. You have made my day, and I cannot wait to be back here tomorrow, hopefully talking about a series victory for the Mets. Should be their third or fourth straight series victory if that's the case then. Then we're a game below 500 and hopefully in a playoff spot. So until then, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your night, day, evening, whenever you're watching this. The Mets, to say they're back, we're not going to say they're back. Let's say the new Mets are here. The 2024 Mets are finally here. They're showing up, and they're finally giving us a reason to start believing. And with the $20 donation before we get out of here, thank you so much, and really does mean a lot. Congrats, I'm so happy for you and your new family. Shay, great name. He's already brought us luck already. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm saying. And thank you so much. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. Really does mean a lot with the donation. Thank you guys as always. And as always, no matter what, let's effing go Mets, baby. Bridging the Gap will be back in the month of July. Be on the lookout for that, Tyler. Definitely want to have some shows out with my man Pat. If not, actually, I'm sorry. It'll start next week with this upcoming week, the Yankee Mets series. Then we'll start rolling more in July with the rumor season. So be on the lookout. Mets Yankee collab coverage will be happening on the channel. It won't be often. It'll be at most once a week or so, but it will be coming back. So stay tuned. Have a great one, folks. Let's effing go Mets, baby. I'll talk to you